Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I was just about to get on here and do another reading about Shanquilla because I was curious to know why Mexico. I feel like her death was planned, but why go all the way to Mexico when you're probably safer on your own home turf? So I'm going to do that reading later, but before I do that, I was about to do that reading, and I saw the news that Twitch, also known as Stephen Boss, committed suicide apparently, and it just was such a shock and didn't really sit right with me, so I figured I'd do a quick reading on him. I guess what I want to know is, did he really commit suicide? Or was it something else? Because he just didn't strike me, seeing him as someone that was depressed. But I mean, when you see celebrities in front of the camera, it's highly likely that it's like a persona. So it could be that he was incredibly depressed and just put on a happy face for the cameras. But I am gonna ask the question: was it suicide? And all I know is that he was 40, and I believe he was found in an LA hotel room. Shadow in reverse and triumphant success in reverse. So that makes me feel like this was not, like, depression was not a secret, or his depression was not a secret. I feel like there were some self-esteem issues. Like, I feel like he always struggled with not feeling good enough. This card is awareness and shadow. I feel like he was being followed. Okay. I feel like he knew he was being followed. But I mean, is that unusual for a star to be followed? I mean, they're followed by the paparazzi, but I feel like this is not it. I feel like he knew he was being followed. Conflict and defeat. Foundation and achievements in reverse. I feel like he didn't want to bring his problems into his home. But I also feel like he knew he was a success. There's something off here. Rest and rejuvenate, and conflict and defeat in reverse. Okay, so I feel like Twitch knew he was in trouble. he was being followed, but I feel like along with that there was a history of like not feeling good enough, knowledge of depression in his life. I feel like he knew he was in trouble and he didn't want to bring that trouble to his home. Something. Why suicide? So right off the bat, someone was following him and he knew it. Also with a well-known history of depression amongst his group of people, family and friends. Triumphant success, the bottom of the deck. Fulfillment of wishes. Okay, so this is a guy that absolutely knew he was doing well for himself. Like, he literally had everything that he had dreamed for himself. But I feel like you could still be depressed, in the midst of being incredibly successful. But he knew that he had it all. Transformation. Just FYI, this is the Death card in regular tarot. Third eye. I feel like he knew he was gonna die. Intuition. I feel like he knew he was gonna die. Like, he saw it coming, and with that and being followed, knowing you're being followed, I also just feel like this is a person that also had a dark side. Let's keep going. Base chakra. I feel like he knew his death was coming, but I also feel like he felt like he had changed. I feel like he felt like he was not the person that he used to be. Which is interesting. I almost feel like he feels like he brought his death on by his own choices. Trapped in fear. I think like people around him saw that he was scared, and I feel like that's because he knew he was gonna die. Passion ignited. Okay, so that just made me feel like I almost feel like he may have gotten increasingly more spiritual leading up to this death. Yeah, I feel like he knew he was gonna die. Emotional withdrawal. very inward, very inward. I think it was almost like he was coming to, it's almost like he was reconciling with God. Deception and envy. Someone betrayed him. It's like, someone betrayed him. He was being followed. He knew he was gonna die. Someone betrayed him. He was reconciling with God. And going in very inward, very inward. Harmony. Yeah, I feel like he was trying to get right with God. Crown chakra, or throat chakra. I feel like he spoke about this. Like, I feel like he told people that he was gonna die. Or he told people I told people, like, I've changed. I don't feel the same way I used to. Ooh. I'm actually wondering if he was leaving his wife. I feel like he was pulling out of situations that no longer, like, resonated with his soul. Because he felt like he had changed. Positive movement forward. Yeah, there was people in his life that didn't like that. Someone in his group deceived him. And the reason that they did is because they were trapped in fear. And I feel like he was also trapped in fear, though. I feel like this is almost kind of like, I'm gonna beat you to the punch. It's almost like if I'm gonna die by my own hands and not by the hands of someone else. That's the vibe I'm getting. Financial and material changes. Not a good feeling here. Someone in his life was not happy about money. Someone in his life was seeing him change and wasn't happy about how it was going to affect their financial situation. Suffering in silence. Excuse me. I don't think he was suffering in silence. I feel like there are people that he explained his situation to. Rejoice in celebration. He's seen the deception happening. He's seen the betrayal happening. Spiritual strength. I feel like spiritual strength was what was lacking. in this situation. Awareness. I feel like Twitch felt like there was no one around supporting him. Love begins. I hate to say this, but the vibe that I'm getting is like a cheating vibe. I feel like there was something going on in the marriage. Yeah, there's something going on in the marriage. Choose wisely. Yeah. I have to say this is for entertainment purposes. And everything is alleged. Yeah, I feel like there was something negative happening in his marriage. Someone was lying. And I feel like cheating. And it wasn't stopping. I don't know if he was cheating or she was cheating. Someone was cheating. And I feel like this cheating was going to lead to changes with money. I also got that someone was following him. Someone in their marriage did not want it to end, or couldn't take that it was ending. So was it suicide? The feeling that I'm getting is that it was not suicide, because it's like he knew he was having a good life. But I feel like he was speaking out about this situation because he wanted it to be known in case something happened to him. He's seen he was being betrayed and it wasn't stopping. And these cards make me feel like rejoice in celebration and love begins, that there was some sort of adultery or happening that wasn't gonna stop. And because the situation was continuing, it was gonna mean financial changes. So really, I think that this marriage is the reason that this happened. Could be, but this card makes me feel like he was like grappling like with his spiritual side. and trying to figure out, like, how was he going to deal with this situation. And that could be why he was in a hotel. I'll have to look up where he lives. Is he from LA? Like, if you live in LA, why are you staying at a hotel? I feel like there was like a demise of the marriage. But I don't feel like he was suicidal. But I do feel like he has a history of it. Which I feel like people know about. Yeah, like... Something's here. Also, with the feeling of being followed. I'm just gonna pull quickly. Did he commit suicide? I'm feeling like the answer is no. But he felt like he was gonna die. I almost feel like he said something to someone like, if I turn up dead, this is why. It's like, I feel like he's almost like saying, I'm not going out like that. Right? Like, I'm not gonna go silently. It's like he told people what was wrong. So I do feel like there are people that know what happened. I definitely feel like there's an issue with cheating. And knowing that things are gonna change. But this makes me feel like suicide is not... I don't feel like suicide is something that he would turn to. I feel like... I almost feel like it's not an option. Look at spiritual union. Another thing too, like when I read the wife's like message about his death, I felt coldness coming through. Like just a coldness. It didn't feel like a loving message, if you know what I mean. So I feel like there was issues in the marriage. Sacrifice. Partners and alliances. Okay, so I feel like there was a definite issue within the marriage that was negative, and that is the result. His death is the result. Was it a suicide? I feel like it's a no. But I do feel like he knew he was gonna die. And I also feel like he knew he was being followed. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify choose wisely and power came up. I feel like there was like a connection with him between him and God. And almost like a fear of suicide. Like, what is God gonna think if I kill myself? It's kind of like... This is a guy that had everything. Yeah, I think if this is being investigated, the marriage. Definitely the marriage. Something was not right in the marriage. And I don't feel like this was a sudden thing for the people that know him. Okay, I don't know if he's the one cheating or she's the one cheating. I feel like there's someone in the marriage that was moving on. I'm inclined to think it was him. I feel like he was headed towards divorce. And it'll be interesting to see what comes out because I also feel like he was being followed. And he also had a feeling like he knew he was gonna die. Yeah, I would start with the marriage because something's not right there. I feel like this was a man that felt like or knew that he had a good life. I also feel like he was in a place where he had changed as a human and no longer felt the same way that he used to. And he told people this. I feel like he was moving on, like leaving his marriage. These cards too made me like feel like he had to do things very carefully because there's an element in the separation that had power. And I feel like it's his wife. She has power behind her. Like he knew his money was gonna change because of this. But it's like he knew this relationship was like the real deal. Yeah, I think something was honestly going on in the marriage that surrounded cheating, and either he or his wife could not cope. And that is the end of my reading. And I'm going to do more on him. I'm interested to see what else comes out with him. So keep an eye out for that. And I love you guys, and take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.